Well, man, we are excited about our next stop on this journey of telling the story of what God's doing in the Capital C Church. We're going to swing by and see Pastor Raymond, who leads Trinity Lighthouse. They've got such a great story. They're literally just down the road from one of our campuses. And, you know, the Capital C Church, we're all in this together. We are literally on the same team. We know you're going to be blessed by their story like we have been. So, yeah, let's go check it out and see what's going on. So I think 16 years ago, you guys launched this building, and you told me a story about Pastor Duane and Sue coming out. And tell me what happened there.
Well, that would have been about 17 years ago, and we just had 11 raw acres of ground here. I asked Pastor Duane, and he and Sue came out with Brenda and I, and we stood at the corner of that 11 acres that was nothing, and he prayed over that and just prayed that God would raise up a great church here. 13 months later, we moved in the building. So happened the first Sunday we were able to have church in here was the third Sunday of January. We already had Pastor Duane scheduled to preach. So actually Pastor Duane preached the first service in here. So if any church wants your church to go, have Pastor Duane to pray over it and then be the first speaker. It'll go. That's all it needs.
He wouldn't even let you speak the first Sunday.
I didn't even get to speak the first Sunday in my new church.
That's a good friend right there.
He is a good friend.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Duane and Sue Sheriff, wonderful, wonderful people.
16 years, that's a pretty rich history for most people, most churches, but the history of Trinity goes kind of a little bit further back than that, doesn't it?
Trinity Lighthouse is 72 years old in month of April this year.
Wow.
And my dad started this in a tent in 1947.
I bet we've got some people that probably remember the tent days.
We have a few of those families still here.
Really?
Some of them, this is their sixth generation to be a part of this congregation. Yeah, it's been a good journey. I'm not that old. I haven't been here that long, but anyway, my dad did get it started.
When did it transition from father to son?
The Lord was drawing me back to Denison, and my dad, he was getting elderly, and he had asked me if I'd come back and help him 12 months. So that was 43 years ago. I'm still here. What the exciting thing for me right now is raising up, seeing these sons and daughters that the Lord has allowed us to raise up over the years. You know, one thing I'm very certain of is every ministry is larger than one generation. And I think, you know, as ministers, especially my stage of life, we need to realize that we're not just finished and walk away and move to Florida and fish or whatever. I think we need to realize we have that responsibility to continue to raise up Elishas and Samuels and Ruths and Esthers. And I think Victory Life has modeled that, raising sons and daughters. You are one of those sons. You were a little boy when I first started doing Jubilees. Yeah. So anyway, I've had the joy of watching, you know, sons and daughters rise up, and that's happening here at Trinity. I'm just working myself out of a job and enjoying every minute of it. You know, it's a good place to be. I think so much of ministry is a relay race, and you know, if we can pass that baton to other people and then rejoice in their success, you know, just never be threatened by the success, but really rejoicing that people in the house are going to be better than you are. That's the whole goal, I think, of ministry.
Speak to that thought right there, because I think a lot of pastors are threatened by other talents. We see that in the Bible with Saul being threatened to David. What's the detriment of being threatened by the next generation or by other leaders? What's the detriment to that, to the church, and maybe even to that pastor?
Yeah. I think we as pastors, and I'll speak as a pastor because I am one, and I know the emotions we go through. We want to feel needed, and we don't want to feel like we're at that place where we're put out to pasture and we lose our position. But I think that if we can just realize that part of what God's called us to do, you know, He said that the Father's glorified as we bear fruit and let your fruit remain. And so literally when you can stay in the same place, and I know most pastors don't get the privilege of staying to see their fruit remain, but that has been part of the joy the Lord has blessed me with, to be able to see fruit and see it remain. And so I would just encourage every pastor, not be threatened by the pastors or the leaders or the talent that's in your church, and do everything we can to, give opportunity for that gift to be used.
Yeah.
And I'm able to sit on the front row in my seat and cheer other people on and just see God's grace and talents just coming forth, and feel like that I'm a part of sowing into that and seeing that happening.
Even as a younger generation stepping up, I want to say thank you for being open-handed, and we would not be who we are or have the platform. You wouldn't have had the platform without your dad.
Yes.
Our generation wouldn't have the platform we have without leaders like you. And so I want to say thank you for your leadership.
Well, I rejoice with you. I'm your number one cheerleader. I'm excited for you.
Yeah.
You're wonderful.
Yeah.